Hello, it's Andrew Eborn here with another thrilling edition of the Andrew Eborn Show with incredibly special guest, the Radio Laureate himself, the wonderful Mike Reid. How are you doing, Mike?
Very good, as I'm the only guest, our very special guest, the only guest.
The only guest I ever want, you know. It's got to be the fabled, the mythical, the legendary Mike Reid. And we've been celebrating life. And you've been penetrating and perpetuating, I don't know, that sort of stuff, all sorts of wonderful words about life. Talk to me about celebrating life.
Yeah, celebration of Life Day. I guess people see it differently. So I wasn't quite sure what to write about it for today's poem. And then you always get an idea. Something always comes up. And I started off with it being jokey and then got it sort of, serious in places, jokey in others. So it was a strange mixture. So the two bedfellows sitting side by side. So it's a bit like drama, really, sort of comedy and tragedy.
And I think you have to do that. You have to have the two masks, don't you? As they do with Equity and drama. You have the drama and the comedy, because life is like that, isn't it?
Yeah, you could. That's a highfalutin way to put it. You can also say it's a bit like sweet and sour pork.
What I also like was seeing the presidential inauguration with Biden coming in to be the 46th president, and there he is. He had his poet laureate doing those wonderful words to embrace the nation.
Yeah, absolutely. The most extraordinary thing I thought on TV was it said presidential inauguration, and it says record single show, record series. There's a series.
I love it.
You're going to wait a few years for the next one then.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But it's been incredible. And what I love about these inaugurations is all of the journalists, somebody would come out with all this saccharine, sort of wonderful purple prose about saying it was the best speech they'd ever heard and all that extraordinary stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I was filming in Jamaica 3 or 4 years ago, Andrew Eborn at Round Hill very kindly let me go and broadcast from and record and film around the pool where President Kennedy wrote his inauguration speech. So it's great to sit and film on exactly the same spot where he sat and thought, right, I've got to come up with something. And you're sitting, having a drink by the pool in the same seat. It's fantastic.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, on the celebration of Life Day, it's over to you, the wonderful Radio Laureate, Mike Reid.
Celebration of Life Day. What is life? Is there any comparison, said George Harrison. 10cc phoned me and said life is a minestrone. And Jake Ethel Merman, life is just a bowl of cherries was her sermon. And John Lennon, that's him with the old maxim, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans, from the hand of Lennon. And when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, because life, old chum, is a cabaret. And we know the old adage, it's very sound. Life is a wheel, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And what do they say to fool the grim reaper? If you can't live longer, then try to live deeper. It's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years and to what they amount. Life is a miracle, be spiritual, not critical. Make the most of your life, it's a roller coaster. They say life is not a stroll, not a walk in the park, but better to light a candle than to curse in the dark. I like the axiom that's on the right track. If you love life, life will love you right back. As you go through life, make this your goal. Keep your eye on the donut and not the hole.
Glorious stuff. And rather as President Trump said as his departing words to everybody, he said, have a great life. I think that's a great celebratory way to do it. Mike Reid, it's always a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Fantastic. Cheers, Andrew. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So thank you again to the wonderful Mike Reid. Don't forget to follow on all the usual platforms at Andrew Eborn, at Octopus TV, at Mike Reid. Join us all next time for more of the poet laureate that is, in fact, confined to the Radio Laureate, the wonderful Mike Reid. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.